everybody. It's Trav B. I'm here sitting at PNCA, and it's my honor to be sitting here next to Lucy Yim. Lucy, tell us about your piece. Give us a brief rundown.
That's quite broad, for starters. I will say that it is coming from me sort of having this like performance quality or this like feeling that I have had for a lot of my life. And so I really wanted to do more research. The research kind of brought me to looking into a lot of like racial, like psychoanalysis and queer theory. So that's kind of where the work is originated from, more or less. Since I've been like really in the process, it's kind of changed into other things, and in some ways has really like crystallized, exploring where mourning and melancholy intersect with one another.
Lucy, I know that this is your second time performing this piece. You had recently performed it in 2014 as part of the Risk Reward Festival. I'm curious to know if you're kind of looking for something different within this area, or if there's certain aspects of that first performance that you'd like to come through this one, kind of where you're going from in relationship to that first time.
I have since actually performed it 2 other times since then, once in Seattle this summer and then once in Mexico. And every single time I do it, I really take away something from those performances, and usually kind of picking up maybe where something's missing for me. I think that the biggest way it's changed is that the work is less character driven. I continue to work with objects. I was really interested in how to integrate objects into the work. There are a lot more different things that kind of come into the performance arena.
Could you briefly discuss kind of, I've noticed that through the PIGA website, they've talked about how you're a choreographer for a lot of your work, but also the concept of kind of improv comes into your work a lot. And I was wondering if you could discuss kind of the difference between that and how you kind of formulate a choreography or a piece, but then also allow for those kind of improv aspects to play within your work.
Yeah, improvisation it's a huge part of my process. I mean, it's really how I come up with material. So much of it is coming from the information I'm getting from my body. I don't have like a 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of a thing, but I might have a 1, and then the 1 kind of travels around, and then I'll find the 2 later, and then maybe I'll go back to 1, and then I'll go to 4, and then to 3. So, and I really value that kind of in the moment way of working, because it keeps me more like in the performance.
And off of that, could you discuss briefly kind of the correlation between improv and researching and understanding your own relation to somatic movement within your practice and your performance?
I feel like my exposure to somatics kind of speaks to like the lineage of contemporary dance that I've been exposed to through education. But it's not everything. I've done a lot of different kinds of movement. I was in a corporate entertainment company for some time in my life, and I did hip hop and swing, a lot of partner dancing, and I was really into like house and like raves, and I don't know, I've like punk shows, like I don't know, I've just like been someone who's really liked moving her body in different ways, and so technique has never been like something that I've really been able to grasp as like a virtuosic thing, but it's it's sort of just another thing in my life to kind of play with.
Okay, note to self, go to a rave with Lucy. Perfect. But could you tell me your relationship as far as being a performance artist in the digital age, how you see that kind of playing out, and how you kind of more based on the idea of the physicality of your work, having people and audience members come see you versus showing your work through some type of, social media or internet platform. Could you discuss that, your thoughts on it?
The first thing that comes to mind from that question is just like attention spans just in general, and I don't know if people's attention spans are really shorter, but it's like we are being programmed to like we are being fulfilled. Our attention spans are being fulfilled by these lovely devices that we get to just source for so much information all the time. And a lot of it is like just about that moment of like, here I am waiting for the bus and I'm going to like look at some images, and you have no idea really like how you're digesting those images. And where those images are coming from, and it doesn't even matter because it's just all about your satisfaction in that moment. So I do wonder about that in terms of like audience's engagement with performance, which is not necessarily like this gratifying, satisfying experience always. And just how it affects like people's ways of seeing in general, but ways of relating to another body. You know, I mean, my performance is only 45 minutes. I like intentionally keep it short because I think that people take in information better that way. Being the only person in the work performing and the person who's made it, that I acknowledge that as a whole, I have no idea what the work does really. And I think that there's a lot of holes in the piece in general, which makes me very nervous, but I'm also very excited about it.
I'm Trav B, here with Lucy Yim, and we're going to sign off and keep on partying with this TBA 15 adventure. You maybe have a little bit of work to do, to get ready, but thanks again. Thanks for checking in, and thanks for coming.